undisclosed downtown location. Due to the petition between both their fan bases, Thomas Pynchon and Chuck Tingle collaborate on a Chuck Tingle-sized novel. Tingle-sized content for the buckaroos and lady buckaroos, and a window into the varied histories of postmodern world for the Pynchonites. The two authors start with the title, and the book grows from the title. Did I set it to where it needs to be? Yeah, that's what it needs to be. Oh, it's cute. What is this? Oh. Let's change it a bit. There we go. 212. Alright. I'm walking around. Alright. So, in AI Dungeon, I did a interview with Dr. James Thomas Pynchon, which ended up pretty good. So I asked him, "What's your next? I hear you're doing a collaboration with Chuck Tingle," and I asked what the title was, and he goes, "Dr. Nubble and the Fangs of the Love Sharks." And I was like, "That's so perfect. Let's do it." So this is, I guess, also now a collaboration between AI Dungeon and Novel AI in a certain way. Dr. Nubble and the Fangs and the Love Sharks. The Fins. Oops. Why did I think of that? Pynchon is Tingler, or a Tingler with a good pinch thrown in? Chapter 1. The double ditch of the ranch house was full to bursting when we got here yesterday. I didn't think anybody would have come back for our annual summer solstice gathering. There wasn't any room left far after my parents and aunt and uncle, cousins, and friends had crammed themselves in for 3 weeks last time. This year the house would only hold. Wow, that's a very fast skateboard there. This year the house will hold only us. People had stayed over at our place during the holiday. About 10 extra heads because that's all I thought my family needed right now. But then Uncle Jules' ex-wife Mary came by unexpectedly, bringing her own daughter, so that put an even bigger dent in my parents' couch situation. She brought a new friend along as well, Dr. Robert, his son Jeffrey, and a female relative whose name escapes me. Apparently all in the mood to party. weird. It made perfect sense. The whole thing held outside the city meant that they need a lot of booze and other supplies, and also plenty of privacy to fool around together and make out without getting caught. What? Okay. Alright. Simplify the prose by %50. Jeffrey looked like one tough motherfucker. Not that there's a rule that says that guys can't be, but his face seemed like the result of a lot of physical labor, plus his hairline was already receding fast, and he looked to be in his mid-20s. His father Bob, on the other hand, was a softie, soft and doughy, if truth were told. But then I'd seen his mom, and she's a force, and so she probably softened him up for the world. As far as my immediate relatives went, only Mom was present. My brother Josh was off doing his own stuff, and my sister Beth, bless her. What's it called? And Dad were preoccupied trying to keep everyone else from dying in front of them to pay much attention. Aunt Linda wasn't due back from Vancouver, and Uncle Tim had taken himself down to visit a sick relative in Arizona, leaving the rest of us alone in the caretaker cabin, and I knew they'd been hoping to get a jump on cleaning the kitchen before. The Maypole ritual and potluck and aqueduct christening. Mary arrived with the first of the guests, a tall, skinny guy with black and purple hair and some kind of tattoo of a butterfly running down his forehead. Maybe it started at the bridge of his nose and continued onto the top half of the other one, but whatever. You couldn't really see it since he had an equally intricate spider web of facial piercings done as an homage to the fictional Bajoran peoples of Star Trek DS9. The tattoo looked cool, but weird. I was busy getting drinks from the fridge when he approached and asked, "You know where my parents are?" I nodded and handed him the picture. He turned around and walked away, saying nothing. I saw that he was doing... stopped to look and realized he was using my head at the base of... subjects, comma, begin quote, the fall of the Roman civilization, dot, end quote. I just found something else you might want. Paul, always looking to sell you something. I never have any money to give, not like Paul does. But the girl was staring into the middle of distance and humming softly to herself while holding up her glass. Some two girls started making out with each other. They were kissing passionately for quite some time. Feelings. Jealousy that someone else wanted this girl, and maybe what they had. Excitement at seeing two such attractive girls make out, and oh yes, the fact of having two hot girls kiss each other made it so easy to remember what that was like, and so frustratingly available now. So it wasn't the same. My mind had gone a little loopy. That's all there is to tell about Lind, or really anything. He went on, that's one's spruced. It is, but then it's not enough to simply read. You must also write. You have a good eye. And thanks for telling the world I said this stuff. It means a lot coming from a friend of yours and public chronicle of life in general. Plus it makes you more likely to buy my book when you get a chance. Maybe. To think I have a chance in this world. Toodles! Exclamation point. Pynchon's comment was true. It did feel as though his fans and the media had come together for our summer solstice celebration, and even those who didn't love us, or hadn't been yet exposed to the magic tingle stories, were paying attention. Shall we step in this bunghole of existence and enter the Tingle-verse? Wiggle the finger. What? Oh, thank you. You don't even have to try. My dick knows. Pharmaco-pornographic regime. What about you, Chucky baby? How does this feel to you now, the whole world knowing that I'm married to the guy with the biggest dong and that I hook him up in the butt in ways he can only dream about? And oh my god, it gets bigger when you go in. Oh god. Good morning. Yeah. Yeah. elevator pitch a Lifetime movie of the week to everyone involved. In every room of the house with his own private dipping in. No! Sending constant torrent of ideas and images into his mouth and throat to spit out for anyone and everyone in the world to do. Mostly him and me. Okay. At the end of the day and the production day, we produced 3 brand spanking new feature-length films for the Lifetime channel. Of course, still working on the documentary series to debut later in the year, which would have been fine, but I had other projects lined up that didn't work out, so that I will never see the light of day. And 2 of the actresses had become best friends during post-filming because they seemed really cool to hang out with. So when it came time to wrap up the craft services table, we started to dispense in equal parts the remaining high-end treats. There's Beth getting to the front of the line of people. Suddenly her arms wrapped around Mary, kissing each other. This is the time of the scene where we put the camera, pan it to a fireplace, and then the violin swell denoting sex. Mathematical problems involving the Poincare solution. Rather it is a conundrum of topology and matrices that involve defactoring the ethos of something or other. For a person, understand and better development. Everyone, naked, set about finding a solution. I didn't. Was it because around the pool was littered a bunch of contraband, like different every day, like porn one day, drugs the other? produced medical documentary.
Yeah, I see it around me. Funny, I got
Interns. Who has interns? Well, that makes perfect sense, of course. You can't have all those books that begin with pounded in the butt without having some form of insurance. Tune in tomorrow! Exclamation point.